Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Lois and welcome back to Stoneblock 2. In the last episode, we got started off by, we worked our way towards a hopping bonsai pot because I don't want to farm trees. We have an apple sapling in there. I went ahead and cooked some apples. We have cooked apples for food. We have infinite water already. And I've cleaned up this space a little bit. It's still very tall, but we can start working today. So, let's talk about a couple of things before we get into today's episode. So, first of all, still having lag spikes. I will try to figure those out at some point once I can kind of figure out what's going on with that. But I have been thinking and planning, and I think I know what I want the base to be like. We're gonna have kind of a central room here, based on effectively 0, 0. And we're going to have our storage system here, at least parts of it. And what we're going to have is like tunnels to other locations. And we're going to kind of combine things. So if we look at the quest book more than anything, we have chickens, fluid cows, and mystical agriculture. Those are all really farm related. So we're going to have a big exterior style area. I'm going to try to make it look like it's outside. That is going to be for all of that. We'll have a barn, we'll have all the automated farms, anything like that that we want, all that's over there. We'll have a big system for like all the different trees and whatnot. And I think this time around, something I want to do, and let's look ahead and plan ahead, very far into the future, if I can spell infinity correctly. Infinity ingots. These things are always really annoying to make. But, Neutronium has EMC. That's convenient. Yeah, so these things are a lot easier to make. And most of this has EMC, but what we're going to kind of do is we're going to try to automate as much stuff as we possibly can so that we have access and not have to rely on EMC quite as much. We're probably still going to have the EMC farms and that kind of stuff like we did in Stoneblock 1, which if I refer to as Season 1, apologies, it's basically the same thing. But yeah, so there's some planning involved with all of that, but for the most part, we're gonna just farm up a bunch of materials. Now, the storage system we're gonna use is not refined storage, even though I think is refined storage even in this? I don't think refined storage is in this. That's something else to look at. Refined, let's see, at refined, nope, no refined storage. So we're going to go with Planergistics, which is what we have, and that's something I want to actually get into much sooner than later. So yeah, we're gonna kind of work towards that in the next couple of episodes. But the first thing first, we need to get a cobblestone generator. And to get a cobblestone generator, anyways, to finish my thought, we'll have an area for outside, we'll have an area for like factories, we'll have an area for the magic-y stuff, and we'll have an area for whatever else we need. So that's the plan. They'll kind of split off of this main central room, which is not going to be square. I'm going to spoil that a little bit. I'm not going to make it square, and it's going to hopefully look pretty cool. It might have a basement because we're going to need a lot of stuff for auto crafting and all that kind of stuff. But we'll figure that stuff out as we go. So, today's episode, I want a cobblestone generator. And to get to that point, we need to make a crucible. But the Crucible requires a couple other things. Oh no, we can go ahead and make the Crucible now. And in fact, it wants us to go ahead and do that. So the Crucible is not too bad to make. Oh, apparently O zooms the map. Let's keep it like that. The Crucible is not too hard to make. It is just porcelain clay, which is just a little bit of bone meal. Now, there is a problem with that. I don't have any bone meal. At all. I haven't been sifting dust. So what we're going to do is, let's see. I thought we had to do the smeltery stuff first, but apparently not. So let's go ahead and let's prepare a little bit of the smeltery stuff. I want to see seared bricks. Can we make those from cast? We can. Seared stone, literally stone or cobblestone. We'll make that perfect. Okay, so we're gonna need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna need 2 seared bricks. So that is 8, 14, 30, 40-ish. Wow, we're gonna need a lot. Okay, so we're gonna need 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna need a lot of stuff. So let's just go ahead and get some sand and dust and gravel and all that kind of stuff. And what I'm gonna do is try not to do too much. We do have Vein Miner in this mod pack, which is really nice. So we're gonna keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need to keep that much gravel. Oh man, that's a lot. Okay, let's forget about the smeltery for now. And we need to get bone meal. We're gonna need 7 bone meal. And so let's just turn all of this into dust. Now bone meal is not too bad to get a hold of. And then we're going to need 2 blocks of clay, which is not a problem. So we can get bone meal from sifting with dust. It is a 15% chance with the flint, which is what we have. So nothing too major there. While we're working on this, we're going to talk about a little bit of kind of the plans in the coming episodes. So here is the basic plan. Once we get a cobblestone generator, we can start working on mass sifting and all that kind of stuff. And I'll probably make a small room or something to do that for the time being, just so I have, you know, space. After that, we're gonna work towards both the applied logistics, which is gonna require some power. That is a little bit unfortunate. Power is probably not going to be the easiest thing to get right now. We'll have to kind of decide what we want to use, how to use it, how feasible it is to make, and all that kind of stuff. I'll have to take a look at the power options because I'm actually not entirely sure what we have available to us. I don't know why there's like really bad block lag with that. But something we are going to work on earlier rather than later is we're going to work on getting things like concrete maker. We're going to make plenty of concrete, and I want just basically a variety of blocks available to us. If we're going to make this series and this season look good, then we should probably start working on that soon rather than late. If I build as we go, then it'll be a lot easier than, you know, coming back later and doing a Passover stuff and trying to get what we want, but not really being too successful with it. So that is kind of the idea with that. I'm going to need to do a lot of sifting, aren't I? So that is kind of the plan for the immediate future is we'll work towards basic power, we'll work towards resource collection, and then from there we can start working towards other things. Out of curiosity, do we have any like dirt generators or anything like that? No. Any good ways to get dirt other than crushing. I know there's composting. Composting is a thing, but honestly, it's going to be easier just to crush dirt. All right, so I'm going to need to get some more stuff. I'm going to need to get more dust so that we can get some more bone meal, so that we can make the porcelain clay. And then we'll get into a couple of different things. Actually, you know what? Before we do anything else, what does this pet rock do? So if I place this, there is a pet rock. And I believe we tame it with stonium. Stonium ingots. I don't know what I'm doing with this guy at all. I have no idea what the pet rock is about or anything like that. Let's just look up ingot and see if we can't find. See, thermal foundation, project red, meat, pet rock order form. I have no idea what any of this stuff is about. Where does pet rock keep? It's its own mod. Okay, at pet rock. Okay, so there is this stonium used to tame a pet rock, and it is world gen. In the mining dimension, there is stonium ore. Alright, so unfortunately this guy is not going to be able to do anything with us for a very long time, so we can now morph into him, but that's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that mod, pet rocks. Anyways, I'm going to do some hammering and sifting. I'm going to grab 4 more bone meal. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and show, this is how you make the porcelain clay. I've done it on screen. I'm going to make the crucible. It is just porcelain clay like so. We make that. And we're also going to be making a stone barrel. And then we're also going to want a basic drawer, which should be nice and easy to make. Yes. Okay. So I will be back once I have the crucible, and then we can start working on a couple of the things while we're waiting. We can actually remove this guy because we'll use that. So yeah, I'll be back once all of that is done. Alright, so that didn't take too awfully long, but strangely enough, I got a bone and a skeleton skull while hammering down dirt into sand, which was an interesting little find. I almost decided to use it, but I only needed 2 more, so 2 more bone meal, that is, so I figured why not. I also went ahead and made the iron ore chunks, which we're going to use to make a bucket. But first, we need to get a crucible down. And we need to start filling it with stone. So if we put in some stone, it makes lava. And then what we'll do is we'll turn that stuff into more lava. We'll actually put it underneath for the time being, which is why we need the iron. Because we need to make an iron bucket. This clay bucket is great, but it won't work for transporting lava. So, well, it'll work once, but that's it. So we're going to get some iron. While we're waiting on that, though, we're going to go ahead and get some wood and make a couple of things. So first things we are going to make, we're going to make a chest and turn that into a drawer. So this is the first drawer we're making of the season. It won't be the last, not by far. But this is just for our cobblestone. We'll just put it there. It'll be great. So we don't need that anymore. Made the crucible like I showed off. Pretty simple recipe. And while we're waiting for this to process, we're going to go ahead and start doing some other things. So random reward, we got a Forge Lexicon. That's actually pretty good. We also got a storage random reward, a generator. All right. That is technically power. Okay. It looks like the game wants us to make a early applied energistic system. Anyways, this, by the way, converts items to equivalent form. So, for example, if we look at copper ore, this is copper ore. This is copper ore. I don't know that there's any others. Let's see. What's something that might have multiple? Usually ingots will have multiple forms, but not always. I think steel probably would. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So there is... No, there's not multiple steel ingots. Anyways, the Forge Lexicon will convert things into equivalent things. So, for example, if you had from one mod an ingot that was iron and an iron ingot from another mod, you can convert them to be the same thing. Super useful, but probably not in this if things are basically kind of resolved so that there's no overlap. But anyways, what we're going to do now while we wait for the lava is we're going to start working on tinkering. So I want to get into Tinker's Construct because that's how we're going to clear out a lot of space. Specifically, I want Cobalt. Cobalt is going to be a little bit of a time-consuming thing to get, but let's see. Cobalt ore chunks come from cobalt ore pieces. I don't know why oh, it's up there. I didn't see it. Which comes from nether gravel and an iron mesh. Alternatively, we can get cobalt from blocks, or we can go to the nether. So we're going to probably end up going to the nether relatively soon. Before we do too much like mega building. So yeah, I would like to have a little bit of cobalt for a Cobalt Hammer. And that's what we're actually after. We want a hammer so that we can clear out a lot of area pretty quickly, and we'll upgrade it and all that kind of fun stuff. So to get into that, we're going to need to start making tinker stuff. And the first things we're going to need to do is make some stencils. So we're going to make some sticks. We're going to make some planks. We also need to go ahead and smelt up for this guy 6. No. 1, 2, 3 for that. And then 4 more. That should be enough. So yeah, we're going to make some stencils. And the first thing we're going to make is a stencil table. We're also going to need to make a part builder. If we get 2 of these guys, crafting tables, we'll put a stencil on top of one to make a tool station. The other one will have a crafting station because I like having crafting stations. And I don't know where to put this stuff. So for right now, we're just going to put it right here. Crafting station, stencil table, part builder. No, that's the tool station. Tool station. And then the last thing we're going to need to make is, you know, it might be easier to do this. We have plenty of wood. A pattern chest. And that is the quest. Now, the cool thing about Tinker's Construct is we can access everything from any of these guys. So we don't have to really worry about anything. We're going to throw the stencils in here. And right now, it doesn't really matter much to make anything, any tools. We could make a pickaxe that doesn't, you know, break all the time. We don't have to keep making a new one. But it's going to be better once we get a couple other things, namely the Smeltery. So the Smeltery is going to require, I think it was 40 of these seared bricks, if my math is correct. And my math is probably not correct. But, so we're going to need 5 recipes worth. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys. You know what? Do we have? We do. We're going to make a wooden barrel because this will be easier. And then we can fill that up, put dust, get clay, call it a day. And then if we wanted to make dirt with this guy, we could, but there's not really much reason to. There's better ways to get dirt from, you know, just hammering. So we have that, and we're going to need 6 of these. We're going to need 1 of these turned to sand and left at sand. And then we're going to need to make probably a lot more. Alright, so 1 of these, this should probably break at this point. Nope. Alright, we'll just keep, there we go. And now we can go ahead and stone hammer. And I guess I'm turning all this into sand. I wasn't paying too much attention to what I was doing. So there is the stone. We'll put 1 sand in there. We need that for the Cobblestone Generator. And speaking of which, we should have a bucket of lava now. Now we do need a bucket of water as well. And we should get our buckets back. So there is the glass. Glass goes in the middle. Water bucket. Lava bucket. No, we can't mix and match, it would seem. But we can make a fresh water. So why don't we just do that? And that should be able to be made. And we have a cobblestone generator. Awesome. So we're just gonna put this on top. Let's rearrange this. Do it the other way around. So cobblestone generator, and there is cobblestone. So this is going to be very slow. We can upgrade it, and we will. And again, one of the first things we're going to probably end up making is a cobbleworks. So basically something that's going to take cobble and turn it into dirt, sand, gravel, dust, and stone, and probably glass, and store a little bit of each of those. So basically we have a supply of everything as we need it type of stuff. So stone slabs, we're going to turn 2 of them back into stone, and then stone slab with that makes the stone barrel. Now, why make a stone barrel when we have this perfectly good wooden barrel? Well, stone barrels can accept lava, and there is a bunch of recipes that you need to use a stone barrel with. Such as making obsidian. We can make obsidian in this, so we don't have to mine obsidian. We can make netherrack with redstone. We can make endstone with glowstone. We can make, oh, I feel like there's a couple other things. So fluid on top, we can make cobblestone and obsidian. We can make flesh, mycelium. We can make netherrack, endstone. Is there anything else that specifically requires the stone barrel? You can make all the concretes, which is kind of cool. Skystone, that's the one I was forgetting. And yeah, so basically the stone barrel is an upgrade to the wooden barrel. It's much better, but it's a little bit more expensive. So, with that taken care of, we just need to work on getting the stuff for the smeltery, which is mostly going to be about, you know, getting this stuff taken care of in terms of getting plenty of cobblestone, breaking down the cobblestone, and then making a smeltery. Now, the smeltery is going to require lava. Pretty normal thing. And so that is going to be a bit of a pain. But the smeltery is also going to be self-replicating. Once we have it, we can then constantly use it. So it looks like if I just turn the rest of this into sand, we'll have everything we need. So shouldn't be too bad. We might need to sift a little bit of coal, and my frame rate just got a lot better. I wish I knew what was causing it to lag, but it's something to do with the rendering, I do believe, and I have a funny feeling it's because of me recording on my laptop and it not using my dedicated graphics card, but I don't know. Anyways, there is a bunch of grout, and we're going to smelt all this up. But we don't have enough coal, so let's go ahead. We have plenty of cobblestone now. Let's go ahead and make, I don't know, 2 more furnaces. And we'll set them here and here. And the first one, we're going to just go ahead and start. Nope, other way around. We're going to start just smelting up oak wood into charcoal. And I don't think I have any more charcoal. And once this is done, we can turn this into other things. So we can make our first couple of things that we need. So there is a seared brick. Let's go ahead and put a chest here. We're not going to set up the smeltery today because it's a little bit too much stuff, but we can start working towards it. It's fine. Okay. So there is 4 charcoal. Let's take half of this out. We're going to move this back. And I'm going to rearrange basically everything. But this should be a little bit nicer, a little bit quicker. And yeah, that is going to basically enable us to make the things we need. So we're going to need 2 seared bricks. We can take those off. We can take this stuff off. 2 seared bricks, and then everything else. We are going to need a piece of glass. So once this is done smelting, once something is done smelting, we'll make the piece of glass. So we'll need 1 piece of sand. You know what? Let's just make it an even 4. And we'll get the glass. We should be able to go ahead and make the controller. So there is the brains of the entire operation. And we just gotta wait for this stuff to finish. So, something else I want to see. Does this mod pack have... Of course it does. The time in a bottle. That's going to require diamonds. So once we get diamonds, we're going to make this thing. It is super useful, super awesome. It's a wonderful, wonderful item. Okay. So, let's take a look at the quest book. We have the tinkering stuff, so we can go ahead and get the random reward there. Building gadget. Cool. That's convenient. Cobblestone generator. We can get another cobblestone generator. Cool. And the stone barrel, more black lotuses. Okay, so I do believe we can just go ahead and put this here. And that will get more. Yeah, it's definitely going a lot faster. We can throw that in there, and the building gadget. Now, the building gadget does require power. We don't have power, so we're going to have to wait on that one. But let's go ahead and break this. I don't like using the stone crafting table. I prefer using the normal crafting station from Tinker's. And it's just kind of a, I don't even know why I like this one better. Because it does do things that I don't like connecting to other inventories. But if I put it here, yeah, like it connects to the furnace, and I hate that. So we're just going to put it in the center for right now. I'm going to rearrange things and make this area a little bit nicer to work in. So we're going to need the smeltery drain, the seared tank, the casting table, and a faucet. So we have all this stuff now. The only thing I haven't made is the casting basin, which we will get at some point. But this is literally everything we need for a smeltery. This will make a smeltery, and we can use that to, oh cool, cryo-stabilized flux ducts. Well, that is convenient. So we not only have power, we also have power transfer. Okay. So, yeah, we have everything we need for a very basic smeltery. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab, we don't need this clay bucket anymore. We're going to break that, and we're going to put the lava here. So it breaks the bucket, but that's okay. We can put the crucible here. And now it goes 3 times as fast. So I can make lava a lot faster. Now the only thing left to do with that is to get it into a drum. Can we make a fluid transfer of some sort? Those are cyclic. A fluid duct, which I think we'd need a hardened one, is lead and invar, which we can't make yet. Not quite there. Absorption hopper, fluid allocator. What we want is a transfer node, and that requires redstone. So no, we can't do that yet. But eventually, we will store a lot of fluids. Okay, so I think that is a good enough spot to call it for today. I need to work on getting this place a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. And next time, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do. We might try to go to the nether. We might try to expand things. But I'm going to try to do some sifting between episodes and just kind of get organized a little bit more. Make some lava. I think the nether might not be a bad idea, because if we want a tool forge, we're going to need iron, blocks of iron. And we're going to want it to use to make tools that are good. And so cobalt is the desire. But in order to break cobalt, we're going to need something that can actually break that. So I will think about what I want to do. We're going to need to get into Tinker's pretty soon, make decent tools, and go from there. So I'll tell you guys what, I am going to call the episode. We're going to figure out what to do next time, and hopefully we'll get some new tools, I think, at the very least, with Tinker's, and get the smeltery up and running at the very least, and then we'll kind of just look around and see if there's any quests we can do. So that'll be the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!